talk about the most like highly regarded, like has done it by the book, is the classiest, like nicest, straight and narrow. And then the complete opposite.
Smoking cigs on the episode.
This is hilarious. This is what you get at New Heights.
We get the full breath. We're going to get it all.
And that's just who we are as people, Jason. Everything we talked to Jim about, man, fucking felt it in my heart, man. That guy, he speaks to the heart. We share a lot of this similar like family and desire for the love of what we do. And then, you know, I fucking get it, John. I want to be at a bar that's in a fucking fitness center. You know, I want there to be a treadmill while I'm drinking a Guinness. You know, I want there to, you know,
I want my cake and to eat it too.
I want to fucking smoke a cig and fucking hit a ball as far as I can.
I got nothing to add. I'm right there with you. I think that's one of the cool things about golf just in general. I think that is like, you know, you got your character, like John Daly, who I think in a lot of ways is very just like unhinged and
everybody loves him for being
wild,
exactly
and everybody loves him for being who he is. And you got Jim Nantz about as dialed in of a storyteller and, you know, touching on all these different walks of life. And it's pretty wild that the sport has that breadth. You got your Muni lot with your hair down and your no rules. And then you can be in the grounds of Augusta where you got to have a jacket on the moment you step foot, and there's a lot of rules and decorum in place to protect something that's pretty sacred. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome game for that.
All right. Let's get into this thing, dude. Welcome back to New Heights, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is a Wondery show brought to you by AT&T. We are your hosts. I'm Travis Kelce. This is Jason Kelce, my big brother out of Cleveland Heights, Ohio, man. Made it back to the land. Yeah. Saw the Guards get a fucking dub against the Cubs, baby. Let's go.
There you go, Trav.
Subscribe on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, and follow the show on all social media at New Heights Show with 1S for fun clips throughout the week. Jason, let's tell the people how amazing this show is going to be today.
Oh, yeah, baby. We got another great episode for you 92%ers. We're going to get out of the house.
Yee!
We're also going to answer some of your no-dumb questions, and it's Masters Week. So we got two incredible guests. Jim Nantz and John Daly are here. Quite the combo. Quite the combo. All right, let's get right into this with a little bit of that new news.
New news.
All righty, new news is brought to you by American Express. Travis is going to the moon.
I am?
Yeah.
How?
Yep. NASA replied to one of your tweets. I don't know if you saw this. Please put this up on the screen, Brandon.
I was about to say I haven't tweeted since like 2010. So
it's been a while. It's been a while. Well, this is the doozy from 2010. The moon looks crazy tonight. I'm going to chill out here for a little and just visualize my success and vibe to the scenery.
Yeah, I still do that often.
And NASA said, it's been a long time coming.
Long time coming. I hear you, NASA. I hear what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I like what you're doing. I want to go to the moon.
Well, I got bad news for you, Travis. You're too big.
That's fucking...
Do you know that? Per cat, I can't see the screen... on this screen, the username, but we'll just say per cat. Please let Travis know he's too big for space. Yes, there are strict height limits for astronauts to ensure they fit into the spacecraft, suits, and workstations. NASA generally requires candidates to stand between 5'2" and 6'3". So you are too tall. Not too tall Jones, too tall Trav.
Too tall Jones. Yeah.
Too tall Trav.
Yeah. This is some good BS right here. No way I believe that. But also, you know, this is one of the Ed Kelsey's favorite slogans, man. You know, life isn't fair. So don't ever think it is. You don't get to do what you want to do when you have genes such as Mama Kelsey's Blaylock genes that make you 6'5" or 6'4" and 7/8.
Yeah. It's mostly from mom's side, for sure.
Yeah, you know, it's still a dream.
Hopefully there's weight restrictions so I can just not even have to ever think about it.
What do you think of this Artemis 2 going to the moon, Jason?
I love it. I'm a big fan of us going places with rockets. I had nothing.
With rockets.
I don't know who I was listening to, if it was Neil deGrasse Tyson or somebody who, there's a lot of people I think are upset with the money expenditure on going to space and doing these things that they don't really see the upside in the investment. And I think that somebody way smarter in this space than me was talking about just the amount of inventions and innovations that have taken place with the human desire to go places they've never been, to that NASA has gone through to make safe space travel safer, more effective, more efficient. I think it's, I don't know that it's a net loss the way people think that it is.
No.
And I like Discovery, right? It would have been crazy to be alive when Christopher Columbus gave word of the new world over there in the West.
Allegedly, but I hear what you're going with.
The what is it? Lewis Clark. What's the other fucking Clark?
Lewis and Clark.
Lewis and
Clark, yeah.
Lewis and Clark. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Lewis and
The
Clark
Oregon Trail.
going west.
Yeah.
That's not, I don't think that's the same thing.
Oh, where are you going?
I don't know. All I'm saying is I'm pro discovering new stuff. I think it's cool.
Oh, so you don't think we've been to the moon?
Well, I think we haven't been in a while, and we've kind of pushed the pause button on going and doing things in space to this degree. So I think going to the moon, I'd love to see us go to Mars.
Ooh.
Still want to see that happen in my lifetime.
Ooh.
I think that it's awesome that we're back in the moon's orbit.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I mean, it went up in the air, right? It hasn't shown anything come down yet?
Trav, it's orbiting as we speak.
Nice.
It's up there.
It's epic. Can't wait to see pics. Jason, I think we all know this in-house, but you guys got a new dog.
We did get a new dog.
You guys are
We got a German Shepherd.
nice.
We were talking about it last week, weren't we? Did that go on air?
Did it?
We weren't recording when we talked about it. The news hadn't broken yet. Kylie broke the news on her show.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Scooped us. She scooped us.
All right. Well, then she can have it.
Yeah, no, we got a new
She can
dog.
have it.
Do you want to see it?
I mean, if it's a puppy, I would love to see it. Who doesn't love puppies?
All right. Well, I'll go get it. All right.
Oh, look at that pup.
That's right. This is Frida,
Frida.
or as everyone is calling Freddie. Everyone is calling her Freddie around the house.
Where did Frida come from?
She's a rescue from, what is it, the SPCA? I always get that mixed up, but there's a litter that was PCSPCA.
Such a dick.
Anyways, yeah, no, we went down. We got this beautiful dog here.
Doggy.
I am calling her Gunda
Gunda.
because I like that name better. Gunda, sit. Gunda, sit.
Why
Gunda.
are you speaking to it in another accent?
She's German, right? Gunda. You're telling Uncle Travis not Gunda?
It's not Gunda, it's Freddy.
Freddie? Nice. I like Freddie. Freddie's a girl?
Frida is a girl. Freddie is the nickname. But yes.
Nice. All right, that does it for a little bit of that new news brought to you by American Express. Let's get to a little bit of that out of the house, which is brought to you by Intuit TurboTax. It is officially tax season. Not gonna lie, if you haven't gotten them in yet, you might want to get them in or get it done with TurboTax. As you're watching this, Jason and I are actually out of the house down in Augusta, Georgia at the one and only Masters tournament down there at Augusta National. And yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a pretty fun experience. The last time I went, I think I mentioned this earlier. The last time I went right after COVID, and there were like limited amount of people, no grandstands at all, if any. Maybe a few were up, and it was a very mild experience. But I got to see the Masters for what it was. I got to see the course in Augusta National and how it's like a botanical garden in a sense, with all the azaleas and the flower pots and the trees and just the natural beauty that the place has. That was an amazing experience. But I'm pumped to see this thing at full go. Like, everybody is jacked up for this Masters. Yeah. Everybody's, excited to see if Rory can, stay on top like he did last year. I think there's a lot of excitement going into this one, and I'm pumped to just hang with my friends, that the group of guys that we're going into it with, as well as enjoy at least one day with Jason.
I think to everybody that hasn't been to the Masters, it's a event second to none. The way it's done, there's nothing else like it. Like, there's obviously great history in it, dating back to 1934. It's special not just because of how incredible the course is, but how it's run by Augusta National. All the people in the hospitality, a bunch of teachers take on second jobs because they're on spring break. So a lot of the workers there are actually school teachers in the surrounding community. There's obviously everything that happens at the course, but then outside of that, there's so many parties and events and concerts and homes that are throwing things all week long down there. It's really turned into such a week of just, festivities that
it's the Super Bowl of golf. You know, it's the biggest tournament. It's the biggest showing. It's the top players in the world that know this is the one that determines the greatness and the greatest that have ever played this game.
And there's something really beautiful with the no phones thing. And there's so many things that everybody goes. I mean, I went to Sunrise Mass this past week, and we're all taking pictures of the sunrise, and it's beautiful. But the fact that you're not allowed to have your phone in there makes everybody be present in a way that's very just breathtaking, because you have to take in the scenery and the moments and the shots, but also that you're all doing it together. There's just this very communal aspect of the love of golf that has every walk of life down there, CEOs or guys that won their tickets in a raffle, and everybody's in the same position. And, whoever puts their chair down first, that's going to be their spot. That's what the tradition is. And it's a really awesome event, and something that I don't think really replicates that I've seen.
There's nothing like it.
I'm really excited to do that. I'm excited. Again, I keep mentioning these pimento cheese sandwiches. I'm definitely getting another one of them. Start stacking cups. I mean, I'm going to be broadcasting the par 3, as everybody knows. So I'm excited to see that for the first time and to get a chance to chop it up with some of the best players in the world.
I'll say this. I've had the pleasure of fucking meeting a lot of these guys on the PGA Tour, man, and a lot of the guys on the LIV Tour. It's hard to say I'm rooting for just one guy, or I think this guy will win it, because I don't want to shortchange anybody else that I have like a good relationship with. But I'm pretty fucking pumped to see this year's Masters, just because of, where golf is right now and how everybody, the love and the infatuation that everybody has with it. I mean, this year alone, you've seen guys like LeBron come out and just the love of the game has just taken him and thrown him into the world of golf. And I think all around right now, like, the excitement of golf is at an all-time high. And I think that's going to create a crazy and fun atmosphere for these PGA guys, or these guys at the Masters that are the top in the world, to really go out there and hit some fucking amazing shots, man. And I'm fucking pumped for it.
Let's go, baby.
And that does it for Out of the House, brought to you by Intuit TurboTax.
Thank you to our presenting sponsor, AT&T.
The Masters is full of moments you can't miss. That clutch putt on 16, the drama at Amen Corner, and the champion slipping on the green jacket.
And with AT&T as a champion partner of the Masters, you're connected to every single one.
What's your favorite Masters memory? Either watching on TV or one that you've seen in person, Jason.
My favorite is Bubba Watson's shot out of the pine, hooking that thing back onto the green. I think that shot remember watching that on TV live and just being like blown away.
Nice.
From wherever you're watching, AT&T Cellular Network keeps you locked into golf's greatest tradition.
Because when the connection matters, it has to be AT&T.
Connecting changes everything. Visit AT&T.com/connect-change to learn more. Thank you to our partner, American Express.
It's not always about where you go. It's about how you get to experience it. When you've got a little more access, everything just feels right.
With the American Express Platinum Card, you can get exclusive access to unique experiences worldwide, getting you closer to the moments that matter.
And when it comes to game day, Amex is taking membership to a whole new level. Now, as the official payments partner of the NFL, card members around the world can enjoy incredible experiences all season long.
Including access to tickets, perks, and on-site activations at select games. That's how you make every game day feel like a win.
Unlocking access and elevating the fan experience. Not only does it feel right, but it's membership at its best.
Terms apply. Learn more about Amex's partnership with the NFL and premium events collection at go.amex/NFL. 2%ers, we have two incredible conversations with golf legends.
Insane.
All right, these Masters conversations are brought to you by AT&T. Let's see what Jim Nance has to say, the voice of the Masters, for when he's coming up on his 41st tournament.
Woo-hoo, baby.
Hello, friends. Our guest today is a 6'3" broadcaster from the University of Houston. He's been the voice of the Masters for 40 years. You know him from his time in the booth for the NCAA tournament and the NFL on CBS. He's a two-time Sports Emmy winner for most outstanding sports personality. I can't do it this
You
quiet.
can't do that.
He's a member of the National Sports Media Association Hall of Fame, the only person to commentate on all 4 golf majors, and he is the first broadcaster in history to serve as the lead play-by-play announcer for the Super Bowl, the NCAA Men's Final Four, and the Masters, all in the same calendar year.
Come on!
92%ers, please welcome Jim Nance!
Let's go. Jim, welcome to the show, baby.
Well, hey, hello, friends. What an introduction. My gosh, man, my head's so big right now, I'm not going to be able to fit in the Butler cabin this week, but I am so thrilled to be on with the Kelce brothers. Obviously, I know you both for years. I've loved being able to meet with you guys in a variety of places. I'm really proud of your story, your whole Cleveland Heights
Come on,
to
baby.
Canton journey with a lot of stops in between. You're awesome, and thanks for having me on, man. This is my way to start the Masters week right here
Let's go, man.
and start a whole new tradition unlike any other. Let's do it.
We're so pumped up, man. Jim, thank you for even considering coming on here. We've always been huge fans of you, big guy, and this is really cool, man. But you got to tell me what's the secret to a good Hello Friends, because it's so iconic, and you do it. There's nobody that does it anywhere close to you.
Well, let me just say this. I never had any intention of this becoming a thing. But years ago, and I'm not trying to make this too somber, I celebrate my father all the time. He's been gone a long time, but he battled Alzheimer's, and he was his late stages fighting Alzheimer's a quarter century ago, and that became my line to him so that he knew I was thinking of him when I came on the air. So I'm not going to make it a downer.
That just gave me chills.
I know how close you guys are to your mom and dad, and that became a thing. At a golf event, a PGA championship, and I told him I'm going to come on the air and I'm going to say, hello, friends, Jim Nance here, along with it was Lanny Watkins, great guy. And I said, when I say that, I'm thinking of you as kind of channeling you.
That's so awesome. Are you kidding me?
Said it after we came on air, and after the show, someone said, I heard you say hello, friends. What's that all about? And I told the backstory, and they said, you ought to say that every show. So I started saying it. It took about 3 years before people actually said, you know what, you're saying that all the time.
Right.
You know, the one little footnote to this, there were a lot of people that were creating merch, particularly Masters Week, that had hello friends, and it looked like people thought I was doing it. I was creating it. I wasn't. And so my manager said, you ought to trademark it. So we ought to get the copyright on that. So we went through about a 6-month search, and we found it. We found somebody possessed it. A negotiation took place, and the lawyer called me, and I've been writing checks to the lawyer here as he's been working on this thing, and he said, I've got some good news and bad news. We found it. We found the people that own it. They're willing to deal with us, and I negotiated with them. And I said, look, I told you, I'll pay a lot of money for this.
Yeah.
It's personal. And they said, it's going to cost you $664. And I said, $664,000? And he said, no, $664. I said, wait a minute, I paid you $25,000 to write a check for $664. And I can't give the name away, but I can give you some hints. I bought it from a television superstar who owned it.
This is
wrote the check, did the whole thing, and now I own it. So when anybody says hello, friends, like you did, Jason, at the top, I'll give you the address. You got to send me a check for $25.
Right. You got it. Nice. I'll bring it down to the historic Butler cabin and pay it off.
Please, I love it. That's it.
Are you constantly thinking about like tags and slow? Like you've had so many times throughout your career where you're in the middle of a game and it feels like it just comes to you. Do you pre-plan a lot of these things before the games, or is a lot of it just coming natural?
Let me ask you this. On the eve of games, did you ever kind of run through the game in your mind and actually see the plays so vividly in your head? You felt like you were actually playing it, but you were asleep, and you could actually see yourself moving and how you were going to react and how you were going to perform on that play. I do the same thing before every show. It is not scripting, but I think of scenarios. I think of what happens if Tiger wins. What's that going to feel like? What are the stories I'm going to want to get into? But those taglines, particularly at Augusta, and like I said, I've been doing it for 40 years, most of them are on the moment, organic. This is what I feel. I don't have notes in front of me. A couple of times I will have some background stories that I have written down. I want to make sure I get to it. But unlike a football game where I'm working off of spotting boards, in golf, I like to say I'm calling it from my heart. And what I see is what I feel. And I'm going to let my heart speak. So if Rory knocks in a putt to complete the career Grand Slam, as we witnessed a year ago, it struck me at the time to say the long journey is over. Yeah. McIlroy has his masterpiece. I had not written that down. I had not gone to bed thinking exactly what I was going to say, but I kind of was noodling on the idea of masterpiece, but the words just kind of came out. Most of the time, that's the way it is. And it's like my last Super Bowl that I called, I've had the pleasure of calling 7 of them, was the game in Las Vegas.
I know it very fondly.
When McCole Hardman caught the winning touchdown in overtime, I said, given it was in Las Vegas, jackpot. Kansas City. And I didn't have that one pre-planned. And then what happened after that? I went up on the victory platform and someone started singing Viva Las Vegas.
I let that run out a little too long. I apologize about that.
It was perfect. We've had some great moments on those platforms.
Dan, thank you. Thank you enough for giving me those platforms, man. Those are the ones I remember the most.
One time, there was a show premiering on CBS after an AFC championship game. So, you don't realize, you realize that now, but you got someone not running commentary, but a producer telling you where you need to go next. So I got up there with the Lamar Hunt Trophy, and I got Clark Hunt, and I've got Andy over here, and I got Patrick, and you're on the outside of Patrick, and they're telling me we got to get through this, make it really fast. No follow-up questions, just one question to the coach and one question to Pat, and we're out of here. And we've got to get up there. They got to get to this programming while the audience is sizable.
Yeah.
Kind of giving them a little nod. They know that's for them. And Patrick answers a question, and I'm looking at you as he's answering it, letting you know I'm coming to you next. And they're saying in my ear, do not go another question. So I said, hey, before we go, Travis, come over here real quick. Congratulations. And this was the first time.
Oh, yeah.
You went on you've got to fight for your right to party, but the in fight dragged on so long.
Travis Kelce surprised listeners of the New Heights podcast with an emotional and unexpected story. Known for his lighthearted talk about football and daily life, he shifted the tone by opening up about his parents, Ed Kelce and Donna Kelce. Sitting beside his brother Jason Kelce in their Cleveland studio, Travis revealed that their parents, divorced for over 15 years, were planning to remarry. The announcement caught Jason completely off guard, leaving him stunned. Travis explained that although their parents separated years ago during a difficult time, they never truly lost their connection. Despite raising their sons separately, they remained close friends, supporting each other and regularly attending their games together. With a mix of emotion and happiness, Travis shared that their upcoming wedding would even take place before his own. The heartfelt revelation showed a deeply personal side of him, turning a typical episode into a touching story about love, family, and second chances.